All right, you get 1,000 emails and you have a hard time discerning which emails are important, which ones aren't important, which ones are junk. The bigger your company, the harder this is to distinguish. Well, I created the easiest workflow to classify your emails so you know which ones to pay attention to, which ones to ignore, and which ones to delete. And I've tried dozens of workflows. A lot of them are way too complex and way too hard, and they don't work appropriately and they don't work correctly. So you waste a lot of time trying to set these up. Well, this workflow, super easy to set up and it works really good. And you can use it for next level content creation as well, which I'm going to show you a little bit of a sneaky hack to be able to really get a lot of bang for your buck out of this workflow. So here we go. Here is the workflow, and let me just run through this so you know exactly how to set this up. Again, I've tried a lot of other email workflows and they don't work near as good as this, and they're a lot more complex. So basically this works from Gmail, and you're probably saying, well, I don't want to use a Gmail account because I have a business email, which is the first problem that I ran into. Is most people have business emails and all these workflows are set up for Gmail. You know, you don't usually have a Gmail to use for work. So how I have this set up, and the first thing that you need to do is to set up a forward from your work email to your Gmail. So then basically you will be able to work and analyze from your Gmail account and not have to work from your work account. So set up that forward, create a Gmail account if you don't have it, and then all of your work emails are going to be forwarded to your Gmail emails. Another pro tip, go into the settings in Gmail and put when you reply that it's replying from your work email, not from the Gmail account. So if your Gmail account is, whatever that case may be, like lawyer@gmail.com, you don't want to reply to emails and have it come from lawyer@gmail, right? It just looks tacky. It doesn't look as professional. So you can go into Gmail and set it up to where your replies are from your actual business. So maybe it's like customer service@lawyer.com or whatever your business email is, you can have it reply that way. So then you're not having to go in and reply from your work email, which is defeating the purpose. All right, with that being said, those are some pro tips for you. Let's go through this workflow. So the first thing you want to do is set up the Gmail trigger. So once you have your Gmail account set up, you would link it. You would click this little pencil here and link your Gmail account to n8n. And then you would do it to run however often you want to run it. I have it every minute. So basically every minute it's analyzing new emails that came in and it's going to classify those emails. The other thing that you want to do, jumping ahead a little bit, is you want to set up your labels in your Gmail that you want to classify your emails. And you can do this however you want. This is where you can kind of totally customize this. But inside your Gmail, you can go in here and set up your labels. So right now I have financial, junk, undetermined, and urgent. Less is more with this. You don't want to get too crazy. But you can really customize the heck out of this, which is really nice. So then these are the labels here: urgent, undetermined, financial, and junk. So once you have the label set up in your Gmail, then you can kind of set up the rest of this workflow. So the next node that you want to connect is going to be text classifier. And this is basically, according to your parameters, this is how it's going to classify your emails inside your Gmail for the labels. So you're going to set one up for urgent, undetermined, financial, and junk, or if you have other ones that you want to set up. So basically all you're doing here is going to set up the parameters. So here is just going to kind of give you an idea, and you can kind of use the same format for each one. The more, the better here, because you want it to be as specific as possible. So emails requiring immediate attention or action, typically from key stakeholders, clients, or decision makers. These emails often contain time-sensitive requests, deadlines, or escalated issues, or our response to previous emails with a in the subject. That's spelled wrong. Good to see. Good thing I'm reviewing this, so I get to correct my spelling. Or in the subject line, or have a question in the body of the email. Keywords: urgent, security verification codes, text messages from clients, ASAP, immediate, deadline. So whatever you want to put in here. The nice thing about this is you can add to it. So I would suggest setting this up, seeing how it's working, and then if emails are being routed to the wrong place, then you would add those keywords in here so then it's routed to the right place, which really will make this work really good. So that's what I've done. Every time I'll keep an eye on it, and it's getting better and better and better because I'm actually customizing it to the business, to the client's business. So you can set this up for yourself, but you can set this up for clients as well. All right, so that's kind of to give you an idea, and I did one for each single category. You don't have to, again, you can have more categories, less categories, but you would make sure to do the JSON, text to classify. This should all be the same here and look the same. And then the only other thing you're adding in for each category and making sure that you're having the workflow ID here, the JSON workflow ID. And then the system prompt is going to be, please classify the text provided by the user into one of the following categories and use the provided formatting instructions below. Use the category description to help decide which category to classify each email. Don't explain. Only output is JSON. So this is important. You only want the JSON output. You don't want to have a lot of extra information. The reason I did text classifier, I had it as an AI agent. And it just became a lot harder to get the emails to the appropriate places because the workflow became a lot larger to be able to do the output from the AI agent and then sort the output and then actually have it do what I want. So this is a lot easier and a lot smaller workflow, and it works just as good, if not better, than having an AI agent node here. And then the next thing that you're going to do is add all of your Gmail nodes here for each label. So you're going to have Gmail account connected, resource message, operation add label, and then the message ID is going to be the JSON, and then the label names. You're going to make sure to add these specific label names. Again, these labels won't show up until you create them in your Gmail account. So you have to do that first, otherwise they will not show up. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Set up one for each label. Turn this workflow on, and then every minute it's going to run this workflow and then classify your email. So you can come over here and see the classifications. So undetermined, urgent, undetermined, junk, and then it'll have the labels, which you can go in and click each label and it'll show just those ones. So again, like for the most part, the junk, I just go in and delete it. Most of these other ones, the only ones I don't just delete right away usually is urgent. These other ones are just like undetermined. You want to make sure to check. The undetermined is going to be helpful, especially at the beginning, so you can route your emails correctly, because you're going to be stuff in undetermined that you're like, okay, that should go to junk or that should go to urgent. So you're going to go back and add those keywords or those instructions inside n8n text classifier, so then it can do correctly the next round. So the more that you kind of refine this, the better it's going to be. And it's going to be different for every business, what's important to you and how you're using this. But as you go in and make tweaks, it's going to start to work really, really well. The ultimate goal is to get this to the point where you're only having to check the urgent. The other ones you can just pretty much delete or reference if needed, if you're looking for something specific like a financial email about like a payment or something like that. Otherwise, you're just deleting it. So depending on what's important and how you want things classified for your business is how you're going to use this. Now, the next level thing that you can use this for, which I could go in, I'm probably going to add this, is you can use this for content creation. So what you can do is you can do common customer questions and even customer reviews. So you can go in here and create 2 more labels for each, and it'll classify those. So if you have a business where you're getting a lot of questions like, what is the pricing on this, or what is involved with this service, whatever the case may be, and you're getting these questions, you want to be able to find those not only to respond to them, but to use for content creation, bottom of the funnel type stuff. So what you can do is classify those questions and even reviews. Like if you're getting reviews, especially like Google reviews, you want to know what those reviews say, and you want to use the information in those reviews, the keywords and how customers are putting that stuff. And you can create content around those as well. You can feature the actual review, or you can use that for ideas to create content with those keywords. So that's kind of a next level way that you can use this workflow to improve your content as well and sort through that stuff. Now you're probably like, well, now I have to go in and write the content. Well, you don't have to. There's a tool that you can use that'll make this even easier. So if you have like common customer questions, right? Like, what do I need for, or what is needed, for like first time home buyers? Like, what is what's the requirements of a first-time home buyer or something like that. If you're for a real estate agent, what you can do then is, if you have this set up, it's going to classify that, and you can like, okay, I'm going to save that for later for content. Then you can use a tool such as Arvow here, which is fantastic for SEO content creation. You can go into this tool, and there's a link below. You can try this out for free, but you can create an SEO article from those questions. So you basically just put the keyword, you put the question as the title, and then what is the main keyword. So if it's first time, what is needed for first time home to buy a new home, or what's the credit needed, or what's my budget, whatever the question is, you put that here, and then you put the keyword here. So you do first time home buyer or new home or something like that. You would add it and then create content around it. So you can kind of see, and what's nice about Arvow is it is probably the hands down the best tool for SEO content creation, because it is using AI, but it is not detectable that it is AI, because you can add in all your brand assets. You can add in your own photos, you can add in your knowledge base, you can add in your tone of voice, you can add in all of your brand assets. So it's creating content as your brand, and it's pulling that specific information into the articles. Whereas like ChatGPT, easily detectable, Perplexity, easily detectable. You shouldn't use those for content creation, especially for blog SEO blogging, because it's Google's gonna know. They're gonna easily be able to detect that. So you can kind of see the type of articles that this creates. So this is one for like best dentist in Chicago. Again, you would do it centered around customer questions, but this is for the keyword of best dentist in Chicago. And it'll have this is good for AI overviews, this takeaways and table of contents. You can include, it'll have excerpts in here. You can include your sitemap again, so it's linking to your other pages. Again, less AI detectable, because you're linking to your other pages. It's improving the authority of all your other pages. It'll include internal links and external links to trusted sources as well. So from an SEO perspective, this is next level, and geared to helping you grow, get more traffic, and create more authority and lower bounce rates, all the things. So these articles are amazing, and you can have this integrate specifically with your website. It'll post automatically to your website, post automatically to social media, and help you get backlinks back to your website. And at the bottom, it'll always have, and you can structure this however you want, but it'll have frequently asked questions, which is perfect for AI overviews, meta description, and you can tailor this and edit this how you want it structured, different things that you want in it, different keywords. So you have a lot of flexibility. I'm not going to go into all of that right now. There's a ton of flexibility with this, but this is kind of how you use it for content creation, geared with your email structure. And so you can do this for clients. Like if clients are getting questions from customers, that's good. That's bottom of the funnel type stuff. That's what you should be creating content around, because that's what people are searching for. That's how people are finding you. If you don't have content around that, they're not finding you. You're finding the next person that does. So that's how I would use this. Again, there's a link below, but this can help with lead generation. This can help you analyze your web pages for SEO and improve your page descriptions, your page titles. So there's a lot of different features inside here. So this is the SEO kind of powerhouse tool that you should be using that a lot of people are sleeping on. So paired with this workflow, that's how I would use it. But this is the easiest way to set up your email classification. That actually works really good and is a lot quicker to set up than a lot of the workflows out there that you're seeing that are like crazy big and crazy long. So check that out. If you're interested in the top 3 workflows, especially if you're like an SEO agency or you have a company, I built these workflows out in this video that will help you with doing content creation for trends. It'll help you create an AI avatar. It'll help you steal your competitors' SEO content. So this is a full course that I just did with all those workflows in it that are super amazing and easy to build out, full demos of each. So make sure you're checking out that video. But other than that, I'll be back soon with some more good stuff for you guys.